Alright, now this right here is not a regular video. The shit you about to see can only come from a pro. If you don't believe me, then check his KD. Welcome everybody to Nate Ghoul's VGT. Now, you know what, you need to check it, son.
What is up, YouTube? Nate Gould here. I don't know why the mic was so far away from my mouth, so I just kind of you may have heard me just finger raping my mic. We're watching a gameplay right now from Team Natural. I know Mr. Yum Yum. I've kind of been hanging out with him lately, and I was just kind of tired. Didn't really feel like playing. They're kind of who I snipe with right now because they're a little bit better. They help me get back my groove. So I was sitting in and recording all their games for them, just kind of see what they got. Decided to bring you guys a different element of gaming. This is actually from a website called DG. It's kind of like Game Battles, but you can set up all snipers. There's also a different website, which I do not know right now, and is not relevant because it is not what they're doing right now, but it is a competitive sniping website where there's certain rules. It's kind of like the MLG rules of sniping, and then it's just two teams battling out all quick scopes. Now in DG, it is not quick scopes only, it is hard scoping, so if people hard scope, it was not an illegal move. It's perfectly legal. Now this is just ridiculous, this stupid railing. You know, you can't give it, but you can receive, and it's just really stupid. So Team Natural is down 100, and they were down 100-0 when we started this game. And this is where their comeback starts. Sorry, I just got a text message. This is where the comeback starts. They're going to end up winning this game 250-160. Meaning that they got 250 points before Team Douchebags, or whatever the hell their name is that they're playing, can get 60 points. That's really hard in sniping. They just came back. They're not using, he's not using commando. He's just making some pretty nice jumps, and pretty much what they weren't doing, what they need to be doing. I'm not actually sure. I fell asleep during this game. I literally sat here for about 3 or 4 hours and just recorded for them. So I did fall asleep during a few of the games. So I don't know if they started doing this, but the biggest thing you need to do when you're doing the competitive sniping, and I was trying to tell them as I was screaming to them, complete swag with a beautiful 3-piece. Anyways, what I was trying to tell them to do and what they needed to do the whole time was you need to get your entire team in the headquarters. One, because it's not just quick scoping. So now you're trying to get the headquarters and you're going to get hard scoped at. Two, if you have 3 people in there and they rush in, you can, one, capture it faster. But if you have your whole team there, you can stop them. It's good to have, if they're playing 3v3, it's good to have 2 in and 1 guy out, or if you're playing a 4v4, 4 guys in, 1 guy out, or 3 guys in, 1 guy out, just to kind of distract them so that their entire team can't rush in on you. But you need to have the majority of your team in here. And the reason is, even if you die, even if you just pick up scrappy points, you can win the game that way. You want to take away their long-range ability, you want to cut them at the knees, and make them have to crawl. I mean, that's just pretty much what it is. So, they did it there, and they're going to hopefully continue to do it through the game. I'm going to kind of look like a jackass, but I was pretty much, anytime you hear me talk, it's me screaming at them to get inside the goddamn headquarters. Sniping is very flashy, and everyone wants all their kill feats and stuff like that, but it's not going to win you shit in competitive sniping. And that's just the truth. Any game that they did lose was mostly because someone was trying to be a little too flashy when they really didn't need to be. I think, and I told them a million times, don't worry about getting the kills outside. Don't worry, being outside the headquarters and getting kills that are across the map. Focus on keeping yourself in a position where you're only killing the people. Another beautiful freaking 2-piece. Oh, wait. Boom. 3-piece by Complete Swag. He really brought it back for the team, and he was definitely one of the bigger players. But they all kind of stepped up their game a little bit there. As I was saying, what was I saying? You don't need to worry about the kills across the map. If they're across the map from the headquarters, leave them there. That's where their team's going to spawn. You need to worry about what's directly in your grill at the headquarters, what's going on in your face, and you need to worry about getting to a position where the only people you're covering and the only kills you're getting are directly affecting the headquarters. And that was their biggest problem, and I had kept telling that throughout the entire day. But their new team, I think, to the sniping world, to the trick shotting, stuff like that, they're all pretty good at, but to actually working these competitive games, they're a pretty new team, just building their roster. So the fact that they're doing so well and they did really good in a lot of games, I'm not too worried about it, and about them shining on DG and even getting really into competitive sniping and getting high up on their leaderboards. It's very interesting how competitive sniping works. You go on this channel, or this website, and you look at the leaderboards, and you challenge one. Pretty much to be in the game, you just make a YouTube for your team that has your entire roster on it. You go look to the leaderboards. If you challenge the first place guy and you beat him, you're now the first place guy. It doesn't go by how many wins you have, like in DG. What it goes by is whose place you just took. So you gotta be very careful. You gotta pick your matches very strategically. And Mr. Yum-Yums and I were talking. He said he was having problems finding a match. And I said, well, who were you challenging? He's like the 8th. He's like the 1st, 2nd, 5th, 7th, 8th, 10th, 12th person. I was like, you gotta understand, they're not gonna take that risk. What if, what if like Optic Predator got the best snipers he know, or the best snipers on YouTube, assembled this team, changed all their gamer tags so you had no clue who they were, did this on their second accounts, challenged the first place team and easily scrapped them. The first place team is not going to take a risk on the randoms. They want to see some statistics. They want to see your ratio. They want to see that you either lost one, more one. You've only won the games because you've beaten lower ranked teams, like you haven't worked your way through. They don't want to face someone who could potentially be the next first place team. But I mean, this is very cool. They're always looking for scrims. I was doing some scrims today with some of their other members. And pretty much my roles, because I don't have my groove back. I have not really sniped hardcore, especially with a group of guys this talented, since last August. So we're coming up on a year, actually since last June, so we're just past a year. Right before I went to Africa is really the last time I played Modern Warfare 2. I came home, I fixed whatever got ruined while I was gone for the month, because you're gone for a month, shit goes downhill, and you just can't stop. You got to come back and do damage control. Nothing major happens, but you're gone for a month and you kind of just disappear off the grid. There's little repairs you got to make. You got to just catch up on shit. So after I was done doing all that, Halo Reach came out, and that's where I was at until Black Ops. So I really haven't even played, but I was rolling with him some scrims. I beat him in a free-for-all. I'm going to post that up there, motherfuckers. But I beat him in a free-for-all, and I started doing good towards the end of the day. But pretty much the role I did was the one I was talking about before. I was just kind of a big distraction to let my team capture it. Because once they were inside of it, they were holding it. And that's really, I think, how it should be. You think you want your best player picking them off, but you want your best player in the close range battle, getting the 3 pieces, tearing them down like you see Sharpie doing right here. And that's how you get the captures. Me, I'm just to keep a couple of them from getting in there, and we don't even know why that reset. We talked about this. So, as you can see, to this very long ramble and rant of competitive sniping knowledge and such, they've taken the lead. They're up by 25 points. Ugh, excuse me, my throat's dry. Need some more water. They're up 25 points right now, 185 to 160. I had spoiled the score before, so you can tell the other team will not capture, and we still have about 2 minutes. So they're going to be holding it for the next 2 minutes and kind of crushing them. So competitive sniping is awesome. I hope to really get into this. I'm going to try to get into DG, maybe with this team, maybe with some people. I got to get my skills up, but I gotta get my talent back. I'm really hoping to get into stuff like this. I wasn't gonna buy Modern Warfare 2 back, and then once Yum-Yums was talking to me about this, I thought it would be fun for me, because now I just like to snipe in private matches. I don't like to deal with all the noob tubes. I don't like to deal with all the bullshit. So that's why I got this game back, because now I can just stay in the sniping community and just deal with the sniping community. That's pretty much how it goes. But yeah, this team's awesome. If you guys ever want to scrim them, Mr. Yum-Yums is probably the guy to talk to. He's who I know anyway, so if you want me to talk to him, if you think you have a good sniping team, they like to play competitive, but when you're playing DG, it seems cheap to hard scope back, but when you need to do what you gotta do to win. If you need a hard scope to win, you gotta hard scope to win. You can't just let them hard scope and you quick scope and put your team at a huge advantage, especially when the record, especially when a rating, when a place is all on the line. They're right now, they're doing pretty good. They're like 6-1. I mean, they have to deal with disputes, but any GB team does. So I'm sure it's the same way for DG. Just people cry, they don't like it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is their last capture here. This was an awesome game that they came back on. They did have some other pretty good games, but they were a lot closer and a lot longer. They were going like 250 to like 235, like 18-minute games. It was ridiculous. So here's your stats. There's the score, 250 and 60. And I will talk to you guys soon.